Start us off, Calum.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a spooky episode of CastpoDND.
Ooh!
Thank you. At least somebody is willing to join in. We got the whole team here today, and we are going to be doing a D&D session. A new campaign created by our gracious Lord Kevin.
It is me, your lord. Calum said it. No takesies, backsies.
Yeah, he is our dungeon master for this, so he is God to all of us. And yeah, I think this will be a fun thing. We've all done D&D for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically
that
together.
means nothing to me because I never remember how to prepare for a session.
It took Calum about 2 hours.
Yeah.
To be fair, you were distracting him with anime quizzes.
As soon as the anime quizzes started popping up, I was making the sheet and I was gone.
I had time to go for a walk, get gas, eat a pizza, and feed my dogs in the time for you to figure out spells.
Like 30 animes, so how about that? But that's not what we're doing.
I don't have that advantage.
We are playing D&D, and Kevin, because it was your idea in the first place, would you like to explain what the kind of theme is?
So, nothing's spookier about Halloween than monsters, right? Am I right, fellas? So
Yeah, monsters.
I thought a nice Halloween themed, like quick couple, like small series of where our characters play as different monsters, and I gave them full reign of determining what monster they could be, and they are some monsters.
We are some monsters. Do we want to go through our character list, or should we explain a bit more about like D&D, or what do we think?
I'm down to introduce our characters as we get started.
I will say that for those who don't know what D&D is, basically, pretty much all of our decisions are determined by a dice roll. We have a website up where we're in a campaign, and we have our little character sheet, and it tells us what our stats are. So that affects our dice rolls. So if I have a good stat, it'll make it so my dice roll is higher, and if I have a bad stat, it makes it so it's lower. So anything from combat to talking to somebody includes rolls. So if you hear us saying we rolled a this or we rolled a that, that means that we rolled that number, and then Kevin, or God, will tell us if we actually succeeded in what we were trying to do. That's pretty much the basics of D&D.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
And Kevin, is there a visual to this? Like, is it from your perspective?
No, not currently.
It's just audio?
Week 1 is just going to be just audio. I think week 2 or 3 will have a little bit more going on than just the CastpoDND logo.
Gotcha.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
It is a good logo.
Thank you.
So who wants to do their character introduction first?
Well, Carter brought it up, so he has to do it.
Oh, God. Okay. Yes. So
give us
your
character's name, what they are, what their class is, and one fun fact.
Yes. So I will say my character is kind of a hybrid of two different ideas. When it was first pitched monsters, I thought that everyone meant universal monsters. Then it turns out we meant kind of more like cryptid and mythological creatures. So I kind of just smashed my two ideas together. So my character is the Phantom of the Storms. He is a Thunderbird. And I will say, just very quickly, obviously a Thunderbird is also of indigenous people myth, particularly the Algonquin tribes believe that the Thunderbird controls the upper worlds and uses lightning to keep the underworld creatures at bay. I just felt the need to acknowledge that it is a creature of indigenous myth because, we're doing a fun little adventure with them. Whereas I think my co-hosts' characters are a little more like cryptidy. But I am a sorcerer. I'm using the race Aarakocra. My subclass obviously is Storm Sorcery. And a fun fact, as I mentioned, he is a hybrid of He is a Phantom of the Opera themed Thunderbird, so he has a little mask on his face to hide a terrible injury.
Very cool. Tom, do you want to do yours?
Yeah, sure. So, my character's name is DJ Siren Head. And
DJ Siren Head.
You're listening to Real Monster Hours 100.1. So basically, DJ Siren Head is, for those who don't know what Siren Head is, it's an urban legend made up by a horror artist a few years ago. And he's basically this tall dude, this tall, like, emaciated skeletal human thing that's like 20 feet tall, and his head is made up of 3 sirens on a pole. And the interior, and then the interior of the air raid siren has teeth in it. So that's how he like talks. So his whole shtick in the horror, interior crocodile alligator. That's gonna be the first thing he points out. But in the lore of Siren Head like blares, like, you know, scary sounds, or he can even imitate the sounds of people that he's heard to try and lure humans to him so he can eat them. But my take on the character is because he has sirens for a head, I'm making him DJ Siren Head, where he's very goofy. He's a bard, and so all of his, most, if not all of his spells have to do with either talking or sound projection. And yeah, he's just like a goofball. In my lore, he's part of a species of Siren Head, and they don't like him because he's not as serious as he should be. Because he does like eating people, but he more likes entertaining monster kind. So, was that it? Was that everything I needed to say?
Yeah, I think you got it.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and then there was one question I had for Kevin pending his acceptance of this idea. So,
Hi.
As a bard, I get proficiency in music, but I'm also a Warforged class. So for those who don't know what that means, it's basically I'm a metal guy, like I'm a robot almost. That's the closest thing to Siren Head that I could get in the D&D classes, or in the D&D races. So the main thing of the Warforged is that their armor is all like congruent, like they're all just like kind of how they are. They can't really like wear additional armor. They're just like how they are at birth or creation. So my idea was, technically as a bard, I'm only supposed to get 1 musical instrument to start with. However, since the sirens are part of my anatomy, and I plan to use those as my primary attacking method, I was hoping that Kevin will be okay with me having a big bass boosting speaker in my chest, and a dual disc-esque from Yu-Gi-Oh! Turnstile on my left arm, so that he can scratch the discs.
Yeah, I like that.
He's DJ Siren Head.
Yeah.
And he also, something important about my characters, I guess this fun fact, is he has headphones as part of his anatomy from the wires that connect the sirens, but they don't work. They're just there, like a fleshy kind of thing. It just looks like headphones.
Yeah, no, I'll allow it.
Alright. Then that's the character. Calum's turn.
Alright, so my character is the Mokie Mbebe, which is basically a giant sauropod dinosaur that supposedly lives in the Congo River. So this is something that, you know, if you're into cryptids, you've probably heard of it at some point. It's like a fun one to bring up when people are like, what if dinosaurs were still around? Because that's basically all it is. It's just like a big dinosaur, and like, what if it still lived in Africa for some reason? So my character is just named Mokie Mbebe, but he goes by Mokie for short. He is a lizard folk, of course, and he's a cleric. And being a cleric, is very religious. He's part of the nature domain. And the reason that he's so religious is because during the great extinction of the dinosaurs, he was like the only one that was spared. And so he assumes that it was chosen for like a divine purpose. And so he keeps a little bit of the meteor on his neck, like in the form of a necklace, and that's his little charm for like casting spells and whatnot. And he's a very like kind of peaceful guy for the most part. He's very kind of quiet. He likes to be hidden away because that's his whole shtick as a cryptid. Is like he's hard to find because he's always just lurking around the river. But he doesn't really try to hurt anybody. More of a support kind of character. Did I do all this?
Lizard Dino Gang. Love casting spells.
He does love casting spells.
Alrighty. You guys ready to get things started?
I think we are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
Keep that in.
Bless you. Keep that in.
Like I'm gonna actually execute animals.
The scariest thing out there, folks, isn't monsters. It isn't ghouls. It's the common cold.
Oh,
That's right.
I know that right now.
Alrighty. So, care for a little bit of a world introduction before we get started?
Please do.
I'd be insulted if you didn't.
Alrighty, so
I
time and
breath of insults there.
excuse me, Tom, I'm talking.
I'm sorry. I'm
Whoa,
sorry.
easy.
Please don't smite me, God.
Alright, DJ Siren Head takes 600 points of damage.
No, wait. I'll write it. Wait, please.
Turn into a regular siren pole.
I'll write a diss track against Satan for you. I swear.
Oh, myself. Time and space are interesting concepts. During the human hours of 1 and 3 a.m., there is kind of a timeline distortion that happens. There almost appears to be a freeze on life itself. Well, at least for humans. That time span is basically an illusion for happening for actually 2 hours, because it is actually 6 hours, and that is when the local monster life can escape either the monster world or wherever they have been hiding for the day and wander around freely for the human plane. Because think about it, why else would daylight savings time always happen around 2 a.m.? The monster race needs the human world in order to thrive. It's where they can get all their non-monster supplies, they can harvest the flesh off of humans, non-humans, goats, for example. And if a monster is unable to reach their doorway back into the monster realm, then they are trapped until the following day. The problem is that humans have always known about monsters, and during their ancient times of the human race, they were worshipped as deities. People saw monsters maybe flying high in the sky or roaming through the water, and they appeased these lords by offering them sacrifices, gifts, and doing their bidding. As the human race advanced, so did their fear and understanding of monsters, aliens, anything that isn't standard by the humankind, and that their science can explain. A little fun fact about the world, all major wars were used as cover-ups to destroy monsters. The English were perfectly comfortable with the Americans gaining independence. They even welcomed it. However, they forged this war as a ploy to cover up any monster hunting activities that were going on.
This is my new canon in life.
The Boston Tea Party was actually a cover-up for tainting the waters to take down mer people. They didn't actually care about throwing tea in the ocean.
We would have won otherwise. They just didn't want to.
Nuclear testing in the oceans isn't for weapons to attack other humans. It's in case if a monster gets too out of control. And also, the radiation helps keeps the kaijus satiated.
To hear that.
Like every good Dungeons and Dragons stories, we start in a crypt. Specifically, the Crypt Tavern.
Yeah.
There it is.
Tavern.
We stumble upon our group of characters sitting around a table, enjoying a drink or two, trying to plot what they're going to do on their next trip to the human world. And take it away, boys.
Alrighty.
Now that intro is over, I can't believe that Calum inserted so much British propaganda in there. I am disgusted.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
My hair fell out. I lost
Also,
72
question.
pounds.
Yep.
Question.
Yes.
How big is this tavern? Are we, like, large?
I feel like we're pretty large creatures.
You're pretty large, yeah.
Like, all three of us are, like, in mythology, very sizable.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like a giant... If a human were to walk in here, it's like the chairs are, like, double the size they should be.
It's kind of like Zootopia, where there's, like, there's small things for smaller creatures, big things for bigger creatures.
Listen, this is not my Zootopia, but anyway, let's get started. Sorry, I had to get Carter fired up before the session starts.
No, I'm working on my breathing exercises, Thomas. You can't get under my skin like that.
The faster you breathe, the calmer you are.
But yeah, so what do I want to do on my next trip to the
I am going to immediately kick my feet up on the table and be like, yo, what's going on out there, people? We have got to decide what we're doing next time we enter that human world, because I am tired of going there for no reason. Now listen, you two. I know that you two are some cool cats, and you know how to get around town, but we need to figure out what exactly we want. Are we trying to escape this realm? Are we trying to eat people, which I am totally down for? Or are we just going to experience life, to experience the joys of going through this other dimension? Now I need you two to look at me dead in my eyes, and he's going to point at two of non-existent eyes on the two sides of his sirens, and tell me exactly what you want to do today. Exactly. If I had an air horn, I would play it.
Yeah.
I wish you wouldn't put your feet on the table like that. I was hoping maybe
I forgot you were
going
going to
to
do the poo voice.
we could go to the Gulf of Mexico. It's the Holy Land for me, where the great cataclysm first happened. It would be a nice trip, I think.
And the Phantom, one, making a mental note not to let Goat put his glass back down on the table, looking at DJ Siren Head's, like, very muddy feet.
I do not have shoes on. They are just veiny, skeletal, dried out feet.
Yes. Well, yes. Also, he's making a mental note of just how dry those fucking docks look right now, and so he turns his head so you guys only see the side of his face that doesn't have the mask, and is looking over at the fire. That's on the other side of the room. Just, I said numerous times now, I travel where the melodies take me. And for some reason, the melodies have brought me to... And he looks at you both up and down. You two.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know exactly why the melodies brought you here, because I am the king of rock. I am the queen of pop, and I can deliver any musical melody that your heart could desire. I swear to Almighty God.
I don't know. I don't know why they would choose
Radio
me.
hits.
I've never been good at music.
You don't need to be good at music to appreciate it.
I like the
Let's
calming
get a shout out
sounds
for
of
my
nature.
big Brachiosaurus brother over here. He is killing the game right now, and he needs to find his god so he can experience what it's like to live out in that world. Can I get 1,000 hell yeahs in the crowd? And he will look to the tavern, and I assume nobody will say anything.
Nobody says
I would-
anything. You look around, people are mildly annoyed at best.
Rough crowd tonight,
probably
rough crowd, but hey, we still rocking. We still rocking tonight.
I would say hell
yeah.
yes, probably.
I look around. I'm trying to keep my head down a little bit and see if there are any other, if there's any other monsters I would know here, or if there's any other Thunderbirds here. You know, because we all have responsibilities to sort of the Heaven Realm. I don't really want to have gossip spreading around about the people I'm associating with these days.
Yeah, there is no other Thunderbirds in the area.
Oh, thank God.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? No.
So
Oh, go ahead, Kevin.
no, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to do more shtick, but he takes a sip of his,
Nothing
Cabernet
extra.
and just goes, popular music. And he flitters his feathers a little bit, and, as you see an electrical current go up and down, you just hear, a little da-da-da.
I could do some religious chants for you, if you...
No, please, no.
Straight to the Mongolian throat singing.
He's got a long neck, so...
At this point, I would like Siren Head to reach up to his sirens and spin his head so that a different siren is looking forward, and he's going to go, well, I'm here with two cool cats, and they think that they got what it takes to take on the music world with their Mongolian throat singing duo. Take it away, gentlemen.
I am not affiliated.
And he's going to spin his head again, and he's going to be like, all right, for real, what are we doing here? Like, I can hype us up as much as we want, but we're not going to do anything if we just sit in this tavern all day. I'm trying to see the world, man. I don't want to be stuck in Siren Headopolis. All they ever do is go all day long. It's like you're not going to lure anybody here. There's nobody there to lure. It just sounds like a bunch of foghorns. I'm trying to make something of my life, man. I only got 2,000 more eons to live. Look at me. Skin bones.
It's a real siren fest. It's like one of those dating
chest.
It's one of those dating apps where it's all guys and guys pretending to be female.
Sirensonly.com, you mean?
Yes.
Nice. So you guys start making your way towards your local portal. And
where's that at?
It's just in town. It's
okay.
It's like a very much a public transportation aspect.
Sure.
And there's basically your average portal, which takes you to pretty much the equivalent in the human realm. And then there is also specialty portals that come at quite the high cost, where it takes you to wherever you want. However, there is also a chance it might not take you where you want.
So what place are we putting in? What location are we setting, boys?
Well, I mean, I'll approach the portal and be like, I'll spin my head around again and be like, sounds like we're going to the Gulf, 100.1 the coast for my brother here to find his divination.
Oh,
and he'll switch it back and be like, so what time is it? Like, where is it? Can you point it to me on the map? I'm not really good with geography. I kind of dropped out of siren school because, like, what am I going to learn? So I can't see. I can assume I can see, but...
Well, we don't have to go. I mean, it would just be nice. I don't like places with a lot of people around. They're always...
Are you kidding? I love that we have direction. Let's do it.
I point on it. I just am like, okay. And I point to it on a map. And I, like... Do I have to... do I say it to the portal? Do I just go, like, Gulf of Mexico?
No.
Gulf of Mexico, please.
You stop at there's a little guy in kind of like a toll booth attendant standing right...
The troll toll?
It is the troll
Yay,
toll.
bureaucracy!
It's a troll that runs it. And he just goes, where are we heading, kids?
The Gulf of Mexico. Post-haste, please.
Oh, you want the post-haste? Yes. That's gonna be a premium thing. And then he looks at you guys and just goes, are you... And he, like, you see him open up a scroll, squints a little bit, not a good reader. And he goes, are you Draculia?
No.
Alright, he had a free portal pass.
Oh, I mean, No.
You thought about lying for 5 seconds.
Oh, I mean,
And I was
no.
like, the great Lord above would be mad at me.
Are,
But I also don't have a lot of money.
are you?
I like the idea that this divine thing that you've been sent to this earth to do is just to do Kevin's will because he's the DM.
Yeah. You fools.
You've been set on a path to railroad us to where Kevin needs us.
I'm like a priest. I'm not going to lie about stuff.
That's true.
Are you guys Wolf man? Rolf man?
And I just look him dead in the eyes and like ruffle my feathers a little bit and just go, no.
As you look him dead in the eyes, one of his eyes falls out of a socket and you just go, oops. And let me pop that back in real quick. Sorry about that.
Oh dear.
Are you Frankenstein?
We could just speed up this interaction if we just introduce ourselves.
Are you the band to Kiss?
All
I
right, out
wish,
with it,
brother.
Kevin. What kind of animals are they?
They're like ghouls or something. It's like, I don't know. They sing songs and shit. People like them for some reason.
They're like space gods, at least according to Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, they are. That's why they made the list.
I knew it.
And then he goes, all right, you guys are just going to have to go through the average portal. And then you see a portal, like, looking a little bit more dumpy off to the side that has the words average portal written on top of it. And it's just like, and, you know, you'll get to the Gulf eventually. It might take you a little bit, but you'll get there.
Very well.
Head on.
Thank you.
Well, hey, hang on there. Well, hang on there, my friend. What if I told you I could get you on the radio? That's right, you're talking to DJ Siren Head, the only voice for MonsterCon on these radio waves, and you have got a hidden talent that the world needs to hear. Am I right?
You're wrong. No.
He's going to switch his head around and be like, all right, we'll go to the other portal.
I appreciate you accepting your mortality there. Well, that's not the right word, but I appreciate you accepting your limitations there.
I do.
Yeah, I go through.
Alright, as you go through the portal, it's a very familiar feeling because you've all been through it before. You feel like your body's being torn apart a little bit and then slowly put back together. And you find yourself, instead of the Gulf of Mexico, in a frozen over northern mountain town.
Oh dear.
And this
Is just...
Yeah. It is an average suburban town. I am just reusing this map because I am lazy.
Yeah, I remember this place.
All right, so because I am an Aarakocra, which I realized I didn't explain earlier, is a bird person, kind of like an eagle or like a bird of prey, basically. I have the ability to fly. So can I like lift up into the air and try to get a sense of geography?
Yeah. So you fly up and roll me perception.
Woo! First roll of the game goes to Carter.
While this is happening, I'm going to look at Calum's character and be like, nudge him a little bit and be like, I thought we were going to a place with cool cats, but this is a little ridiculous.
Yes.
And then all three of his Siren Head mouths are going to open their mouth with like a big smile, like waiting for him to get the joke.
Well,
And then
it's
he'll...
not where we want it to be.
Yeah, so you find yourself, Carter, because I forgot your name. As you fly high in the air, you notice you're definitely in a mountain range, most likely the Rocky Mountains in North America. So you know you're
yes, I've been
flying
here
through
before.
this area before. You're flight-wise, you're kind of close to the Gulf of Mexico, but in actuality-wise, maybe not so much.
I was going to say, I am not going to be able to lift these two all the way there, I don't think. Like I can lift up like a killer whale or like a great back or humpback whale. That's the word. I combined great white shark and humpback whale. Like I can do that, but I feel like these two together is a little bigger than that.
Yeah.
So I look around, realize, and I also look down. We are still in like the paused time, right?
Yes, it is still the pause time. You can tell
Okay, good.
because it like you see like a person walking on the street late at night and they are not moving, blinking, even breathing.
Right.
It would be described as eerily still if you were not used to it.
Interesting. So I am going to you'll just see like a thunder there'll be like a thunder strike as I swirl back down, and I decide to take like a slightly smaller form than usual. Like I'm not full size monster mode now. And I just say, it appears as though the port. Oh, sorry, lost the voice there for a second. It appears as though the portal sent us a bit northward. We're in the Rockies.
Did you say rock?
No.
I'm tuning on to 105.6 real rock shit. This isn't your mother's rock. This is hardcore.
And
then he will play a sound effect of your characters screeching. Because assumedly we've been compadres for a while now. And my character has the ability to mimic voices. So he's going to mimic. Yeah, sure. So after the whole rock thing, he's gonna just do like the generic red tail hawk that's really an eagle, or the other way around thing. And it's gonna be like, that's right, I sampled you without credit. I truly am a monster. And he's gonna switch back to normal.
I look up. Calum, what is your character's name again?
You can call me Mokie.
Mokie. I look over at Mokie and I just go, I could probably just carry you there if you're okay leaving our friend here.
Well, I think he should get the chance to come along. It will be fine.
Very well. Kevin, is the portal still here, or does it disappear the minute we step out?
It's still there. It's kind of like an archway.
Can I inspect it and see if there's something out of the ordinary with it?
Yeah. Roll investigation. I almost said roll inception.
Sell your dad's company.
So being an average portal, it has kind of been known to glitch out a little bit when you're trying to go specific places. Sometimes you miss by like a couple of feet. Sometimes you miss by like you go to the next portal over. Sometimes you go a couple portals away. It's really a luck of the draw for not paying for the premium price. That's right. It's a pay-to-win monster world. Because they're really monsters.
The true monsters of this fucking universe.
You haven't even given us money.
Yep. Nobody has money too. You fools.
I bought the battle pass though.
Yeah. You gotta buy a seasonal battle pass. The ogre sticks his face. Through. It's a seasonal battle pass.
My name is Activision, and you must.
No.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports. It's behind the paywall.
Yeah. But it's been known to happen. Being your usual monster selves, you guys kind of understand that it's not the furthest travel possible for you guys. Like, you won't have like a full night to do things, but you should at least have a good hour or two to cause some havoc or look around or whatever you want.
So you're saying if we travel to the Gulf of Mexico, we'll be able to do that?
Yes.
All right.
I mean, you can also cause havoc and do things here. You just wouldn't be able to find Mokie's thing.
Now I kind of feel bad. Mokie really wants to go there. Although I guess in character I wouldn't really care.
It's okay. We can just enjoy the sights here. I'm sure there's something to do.
You cool cats are game. I can switch it up and provide an auditory journey for your ears. And he's gonna switch his head to his previous head, the one that talks normal, and it's gonna be like, "Welcome to All the Facts on NPR Monster Public Radio. We are here with the developer." You would. We are here with the developer of the Portal Gates, talking about their new subscription service and how it affects the economy of the monster world. Mr. Ogre, would you like to comment?
I'd rather not. It's a work in progress, but still progress.
As you can see in our interview previously, it seems as though the Ogre Company is not keen on providing details regarding this change. However, it is very obvious that many monsters in this town and around the world are not happy, because this essentially ends their free subscription service they have been accustomed to for so many years. It truly is a monster world. Be sure to check in on us next time when we have Story Time with the Loch Ness Monster. That's scheduled for Friday at 5 p.m. only on NPR, your source for locally gathered monster information. Wasn't that tight? I feel so ready to go now.
Yeah, I look around. Are there any other monsters in the area?
Yeah. So, roll. All three of you roll perception, and then just say out loud what you rolled.
I rolled 11.
I rolled a 23.
Da-da-da, 11 on the charts.
You rolled a 9.
Wait.
11. I did roll 9. I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at Carter's.
You badonka.
So,
well, then I'm gonna halfway through. It's gonna be a wah wah.
As you guys start to look around and see what's happening, Mokie, being the sauropod he is able just to lift up his neck sky high, and just kind of poke his head around, and you see like a group of yetis kind of off to the side in the mountains. They look like they're getting ready to do something to the town, or at least they're looking at it and pointing at it. So theoretically, they're looking to do something to the town.
I spotted some locals.
There is also a flock of some form of bats. You couldn't tell if they were like man bats or vampire bats, very easily flying over as well. A lot of people seem to be getting out into the towns this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like there are a few yetis and a few bat creatures. Perhaps we could speak to some of them about some directions.
I'd be down to meet some vampires. They seem like my kind of classy fellas.
Mm.
Alright, so are you going towards the bat creatures or the yetis?
What do you think, Siren Head?
One, he's gonna switch. No, I'm here. Sorry, I was clearing my throat. It gets hard talking on these radio waves. When my throat gets sore, I only trust Advil. That's right, this radio station is sponsored by Advil. For all your aches, pains, ghouls, and goblins, Advil is the one you need. Anyway, he's gonna switch back to his regular voice and be like, those bats seem awesome. We should go talk to them.
Oh, right, because they're echolocation.
Note to
Yeah.
self.
And I can vibe with them for a lot.
Yeah. Note to self: if we ever have a D&D campaign and we get some sort of ad to say, it's going to be DJ Siren Head.
DJ Siren Head,
Absolutely.
speaking to all you about Raycon Everyday Earbuds.
I don't have ears.
Do you have a podcast? Do you want to make one? What?
Yes.
Yes.
I can't copy the
Yes, yes,
Dizzy Death advert that much.
But so you're gonna try and signal to the bats.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Wait, are they making visible noise? Or visible noise? Are they making audible noise? Like, are they squeaking or are they like talking?
We squeaking?
Yeah. Roll another perception roll.
There you go.
Okay.
All of us, I'm assuming.
If you guys are trying to hear out for them, then roll one.
I mean, I guess I
Yeah,
already
I
saw
would
him,
say
but we'll just
18, baby.
All right. So Siren Head picking up sounds extremely well. You can hear there is some. They're squeaking. There's a form of feedback coming from them as they fly in a formation.
Okay. Question: are there mosquitoes in the monster world?
Yes.
Okay.
What kind of question is that?
There's mosquito.
No,
it's the
listen,
world. There's
because
mosquitoes all over the place.
Because if mosquitoes are in the monster world, then I've encountered mosquitoes before, so I know what sound they make. So I can make the mosquito sound to lure the bats over because they'll think there's mosquitoes over here to eat.
All right. Roll me persuasion.
I do have I am proficient in persuasion.
You also have to make a mosquito sound.
Yes.
Yeah. Once I see the checker, once I see what it gets, I'm gonna either do a good one or a bad one. Does that work?
Yeah.
Critical failure, sir.
Critical failure. Okay. All right, here we go. Buzz, 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 buzz. And then he's gonna
I really
say it so
thought
loud
you
that
were
there's gonna be
gonna
like
make a fart
that radio feedback. Like he's gonna, one of his sirens is gonna malfunction for a second. He's gonna start hitting it with his hand, trying to get it to work.
Roll me performance.
Okay. Now I do whatever I get here is also +3 because I have what do you call it? Not mastery.
I know what you mean.
Proficiency.
Oh, right.
No, I have proficiency, but then I have expertise on top of that.
Expertise
But I couldn't.
advantage.
So it's
Yeah.
+3 on top of whatever I get here.
So 23.
That's a real Mary Sue's.
Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can give you. I'll look into giving you that in a second. So you have a 23 on that, technically.
Huh?
So as you're like hitting yourself with the feedback, you start attracting the crowd of bats. Like, as it's like, DJ, drop
the.
Well, I was a young boy with a dragon.
Were you about to say I'm a young boy with a Dragon Ball?
I was gonna say a tractor because it's like the country station, but
yeah. So as
Alright, well then I'm just a bit dense.
yeah, they start flying over, and they start to land near you, and you realize that it's not vampires as expected. Traditionally, it's a small group of Wisconsin man bats.
oh man, that's
Yeah.
yo.
And
Let's go.
they're walking.
I might have misjudged
Yeah,
a few things.
they're walking hunched over, kind of on their knuckles, a little bit like people think that like large dinosaur birds like quetzals and pterodactyls would walk around. And, like keeping their wings so side, and they're just like
Yes, hello. I was wondering if you could point
Yes,
us in the
hello.
direction of the Gulf of Mexico. Is it nearby?
Gulf of Mexico is. You see him point in like 3 different directions. It's that way.
Yes.
I haven't. Who are you guys? I haven't seen you before. You guys cold creatures?
No, not really. Not me, anyway.
Well, personally, I'm from New York, but I can travel most anywhere on this great continent.
No, I wouldn't call myself cold because all my stations are hot, hot, hot with the hottest music of today. He switches back.
As you speak up, Siren Head, you see them kind of wince. You're definitely talking a little loud for them, and he just goes, I'll tell you what, you just go back into portal. Wait till tomorrow, or try and loop around. Portal hopping and stuff. And he just is like, you see him as I gotta. There's some Vikings fans in Green Bay, and we gotta take care of them.
Is that cross promotion for Kevin and Carter talking football?
No, but you should listen to Kevin and Carter talk about football Thursday mornings on the Castpod YouTube channel.
That's why they really let me onto this whole Castpod business, is because I'm a master at shilling.
Yeah, but as you're talking to him, roll perception.
I was gonna say,
or investigation.
do they sound like? Is this normally how they talk, or are they like partying?
Roll history to see if that's what they talk like.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
Well, unless they're just Carter.
Just Carter.
I got a 13.
13.
No, it doesn't matter.
Something seems a little off about them, and as you're looking at them, Calum, you realize that they don't seem right. Something's. They look a little extra roughed up. Now, like man bats are not known for being graceful looking creatures, but something seems off about them.
What if do they count as animals?
I would say they count as animals.
That's rude. I was kidding.
I mean, they also count as people instead of being like halfsies. It's just they count as both.
True.
I would like to. Let's see. I would like to use. Did that work? It didn't. Oh, okay. I'd like to use animal friendship on one of them.
Okay. This spell lets you convince a beast that you mean it no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you, and if the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be charmed for the spell's duration of 24 hours. Nice.
Yep.
If you or one of your companions harms the target, the spell ends.
I karate chop him. I'm kidding.
Alright,
Immediately.
Yeah.
I have talons. I don't need to karate chop nobody.
Just get lucky. They got a -3.
All right.
That is a negatory.
The pack of Wisconsin man bats. See what I did there? A pack of them.
Hilarious.
Boo, boo, boo.
They-
Oh, sorry, I'm not DJ Siren Head.
Thanks, DJ
We
Siren.
got a
DJ
joke
Siren.
now.
They are now your friend, Mokie.
Well, it seems there's something the matter. Would you mind telling me what seems to be the problem?
We went through the Wisconsin portal because why would we be here? And we got sent here to it's something's up. We paid the premium too.
Oh my. That is a
Interesting.
problem. It would seem something is afoot here.
And you see them kind of wobbling around as you talk to them, almost as if they're either severely intoxicated or severely not okay.
Are you injured?
No, we came from our cave in the monster realm, and we were gonna take care of our business, go back, and then we show up at the wrong portal. This guy, and points to the one guy next to him who's wobbling at an opposite interval as him, is like, this guy's not even standing up straight.
Oh dear.
Did any of you notice anything odd about the portal as you went through it?
You guys can roll either investigation, history, or constitution to see if you felt weird going through the portal. Dealer's choice on which one.
Yeah.
I'm going to do history. Wow.
History.
You do
I'm
not
not getting
remember.
any good
Dang,
history
You
rolls,
guys
dude.
do not remember anything different.
I got a +3 too. Like, come on,
Yeah, you both have +3s and you both got 9s.
Tom.
I'm working on it. Hang on.
Also, Tom, I did give you expertise in performance now.
Okay, thank you. I see. Yeah, I have expertise in performance and deception.
I'll fix it for deception as you roll.
18.
18. You noticed something was off when you went through the free portal.
Okay.
While it felt like a normal portal trip, it almost seemed to have gone not as smooth as normal. Like, you being a little bit more mechanical than your compadres, your wires don't feel like they're lining up at the same exact spots as they were when you were at the old Crypt Tavern.
Interesting.
Perhaps we should go speak to the Yetis to see if they too are in a similar situation.
Yes, I would have to agree with that. There seems to be some kind of game afoot, and I guess, like I said, I can't carry both of them, so I just scoop up Mokie, and because Mokie doesn't have legs, so I'm like, I should probably carry him, and I start flapping us up into the air to head toward the Yetis.
Wait, who doesn't have legs?
You have like fin legs, right?
No.
No,
No, he has
I'm a
legs.
dinosaur.
He's got dinosaur legs.
Oh,
Like a bronze.
He's
Maybe
not like a
just when it was near a
plesiosaurus, like a
pond.
brachiosaurus.
He just happens to be
oh,
water.
okay.
Water.
I mean, I'll
Oh,
take
in
the
that case,
ride.
I'm not. You can walk your ass. I'm flying myself over there.
Sure, yeah. You want to drive me
No.
over there?
I'm not throwing out my back to carry a GD dinosaur. I'm flying over myself.
You just
A
drop me
GD
midair.
dinosaur.
Oh,
Yes.
bother.
Yeah, I
When
just go up
if
and
Kevin's
see
God,
crap.
wouldn't it be a KD?
I
Alright,
tried
well,
to
fair
make that
enough.
happen, but kill death ratio kind of marketed it, or it didn't copyrighted it.
Where
Listen,
does
all
the-
I'm saying
yeah.
is. Sorry, continue.
No,
Well, I was just
I
gonna
just
say-
want to know where to put our characters, or if we should just continue
You
being
can
right here.
Yeah, you guys can leave your characters there. So you're.
Okay, cool.
Do you leave the man bat conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see them take off, and it's more of a earlier form of the mighty ducks, as opposed to ducks flock together, where they're all over the place.
Duh.
You make your way up a nearby cliff, and it's very easy, guys, for you guys to scale, because it's the human realm. There's nothing too crazy for you to handle. And you see a bunch of Yetis. And when I say a bunch, I mean 3 of them, all just standing around, pointing and looking at towards the town that you guys came through. The way you go up, their backs are towards you.
Excuse me.
Well, hello there. What can we help you with?
Well, I was wondering 2 things, actually.
Okay.
Number 1, did you have any trouble with your portal?
Why, yes, we did. We were aiming for the Himalayan mountains, and I'm not sure where we quite are.
Welcome to the Himalayas.
I'm gonna make some more yellow snow cones.
How did you know that's what Martha over there is making?
Oh my god, these voices.
It seems that is a common theme right now.
But we were trying to go for the Himalayas, and we ended up over here, and we're not quite sure what happened. Ain't that right, Ted? And Ted just goes, looks like home.
Do you feel any negative side effects?
No, we feel about as normal as can be being in this fanciful part of the world. America.
Yes, quite. Well, my second question, I guess, doesn't quite matter, seeing as you two are unfamiliar with the area. But thank you for your assistance.
Why, you're welcome. And as you, is there
Wait,
yeah.
as we're leaving, where are their hands, the Yetis?
They're
Like,
using,
how are they holding them?
They're using them as like kind of balance. They seem to be more squatting, kind of like your standard gorilla pose.
Okay.
They aren't quite like standing upright because they seem to be talking about the town.
Got it. Okay. I was gonna high five them all, but if their hands aren't available for high fives, then it's not worth
You
it.
can still try and high five them. It's a charisma roll though.
Yeah. Well, guess who has a buff in charisma? Me.
Yeah.
DJ Siren Head.
So it's a rock, and we all know how that went.
I am not the rock.
Prove it.
I am the rock god.
Roll charisma.
Yeah.
Oh, you nailed them with high fives all around. And as you and
Make sure you all listen to 100.6 Monster Mash. Your boy DJ Siren Head has got some crazy prank calls lined up where we call the head of security at 3 different monster universities and tell him that humans broke in. You ain't gonna wanna miss it. Martha's got your weather coming up in 10. Stay right there.
as you high five Ted, the last of the Yetis, the clap happens, and then a big black flame appears right where the portal is. The portal has just burned down.
Oh dear.
And judging by how long the portal's been open for, it should only have been at most an hour that you were in the human realm, not 6. The Yetis start to panic a little bit. And it's just like, oh, this has never happened before. We haven't. Have you guys seen the portal close? It's nowhere near the time. It's nowhere near. Nowhere near. And kind of like slowly unpausing a movie, you see the town kind of slowly come back a little bit alive. Smoke leaving chimneys, people start walking more. The portal is down, and the time seemed to be broken.
So, where is the portal relative to the town
It would
and
be
where people
pretty
are?
much the center of town. And that's where it once was. It is no longer there.
I just look at everyone and I like point. Is there like a hilly area we can make our way to, like somewhere that's a little more isolated?
You're on a cliffside, but there are some more steeper slopes in your area. Roll perception.
Okay. That is gonna be a 4.
Yeah, there's mountains all around you. Probably safe.
I would like to go find the nearest trees and hide among them.
Sure. Roll perception or nature.
While he's doing
Perception.
Okay, you find a very thick forest off to the one side of a very open downhill bit of the mountainside.
Quickly, into the trees.
And to cover our tracks, I cast the spell Darkness. Magical darkness spreads from a point you choose within range to fill a 15-foot radius sphere during the duration. The darkness spreads around all corners. A creature with dark vision can't see through the darkness, and non-magical light can't illuminate it. Oh, wait, shit. Would that make it more obvious that something weird's going on?
Yep.
Then I am not going to do that.
It's also about the human equivalent of 3 a.m. and change.
He like made a void in the middle of town.
Yeah.
Well, they won't be looking for us. They'll be looking at the weird void in town.
Yeah.
I'd shoot the void over there, and it's like, hey, check out that weird void.
Yeah.
No, so I book it with the group. I scoop up 1 or 2 of the Yetis to like kind of expedite the process, and hopefully those bats will have the sense to stay in the sky.
Yeah. And as
Can I do something?
yeah, you can do something.
Can I play a radio clip of an emergency signal saying, "Please remain in your homes. There is a test going on that could harm you. Please remain in your homes. Please remain in your homes.
Roll me deception.
Take shelter."
Roll you what?
DJ Siren Head,
I'm rolling
roll me
deception.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yes,
was
yes, yes.
being more clear for Calum. 24.
Oh, my.
So, a lot of the town
Stupid.
is already asleep. However, as you're rolling this emergency siren, you start to see these white and blue cars kind of start filling the streets. And you see them start to look around.
Do they have sirens going?
They do not have sound sirens going, but they do have.
They better not. I
old-fashioned
trademarked
lights.
that.
Yeah.
Just going, be-doo-dee-doo, and you're like, hey.
Yeah. We didn't clear this for the ad break.
Yeah.
You're taking my bit.
But as you guys start to plan on what's going to happen now that you're trapped in the human world, we're going to end there.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. We just got
Thank God,
stopped.
my voice was dying doing that.
Yeah, you're
DJ Siren Head. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself with this.
I know we're doing a
In
couple
Minecraft.
episodes of this. You definitely wanna
Well, that's why I wanted
invest
to
in a lot of honey.
establish that I have other voices. Like I have the NPR voice. I have like the country announcer voice. So I'm sure I'll have more.
Yeah.
Yes, honey might be a good investment for you. Just chug a bottle of that, like a silly old bear that we happen to know.
What'd you say, Kevin? Sorry.
I said
Yes, honey.
honey for Tom.
Honey for me.
And
Yeah.
as we send off on our first adventure, you hear a loud radio static. There is an override on the DJ Siren Head. Attention all monsters. There has been issues with the portal. They all seem to be down. Pay no attention to anything that might be happening and seek cover. This
Oh
is
dear.
not a drill.
Seek cover.
And that is where we will be ending. Say goodnight,
Alright.
everybody.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
He was.
And we'll see you next week for part 2.